Again, they've gone. They're out there.
Yeah.
And they never. And you know, and people still haven't come back from that shit.
No.
It's fucking sad.
I remember for me, like, I remember joking like 4 or 5 years ago. I have like normie checks. Like, there was this one girl that I knew in California that I hung out with a ton who was super cool. And like, I could ask her in real life, like, do you know what a tanky is? Be like, I don't know what the fuck any of this shit is. And like, I'd have like normie friends to keep me grounded. And as time went on, in the early parts of the pandemic, I started to notice, like, do you know who Sean King is?
Oh, mate, dude. I probably shouldn't say this because it's going to turn the stream weird, but I was actually working at Breitbart when
he was at.
when we did the Talcum X story.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Talcum X. Yeah, he started showing up like in her Instagram feed, and I was like, oh no. And then we would have like a couple of conversations, and I'm like, I was like. Friends, we hooked up for probably like the better part of like I want to say like a year. Like we were really close, we chatted, it was like super cool. And I'm blocked now on her Instagram. I don't even know why she blocked me. And I'm like, oh, it's probably because she's seen some of my content and now she's like super far left. But yeah, like seeing like even some of my normie friends fall into like that crazy like shit from the online stuff. It's just like, yeah, it was different like 5 years ago because it would be like, oh, this is just Twitter, it's not real life. But like now Twitter is real life. Unironically, that's what happened.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what happened. There was a period, I say again, it was somewhere between 2014 and 2016. I couldn't pinpoint it, but suddenly Twitter went from being just another forum where you shit posted to being like a window into your soul. Like your tweets were a reflection of the real you, and it was like so contrary to what every other forum is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the issue is that like all the Twitter crazy stuff stayed and it was there, but the problem is that like it is all online, but more and more people continue to move online, and that's just what happened. Like everybody started to move online, and so like of course, even if it's still only online, like it's gonna be like it's gonna start to impact the real world because everybody's moving online.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's like it's been tough because, like, listen. By the way, you were 100% right. Me and you, we should have run away together. We should have got married and run away together and done that podcast, that politics podcast. I should have quit esports. You know, what was it you said? I wanted to call it "fuck your face with facts," which was
Jesus Christ, yeah, maybe, yeah.
I never wanted to call it that, but it was a great name for a podcast. We should have totally done it because esports is garbage, man. It's like. It's totally dead. It's just full of thieves and liars and sex predators and all the worst
wasn't ever really that much different though. I feel like.
Yeah, but I was trying to save it back then. And it's you know, all the efforts. Every time you put out a fire, two more started. So I should have. You were 100% right about esports being a waste of my time. You're right about that, for sure.
Well, hey, listen, we all.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, but mine cost me 20 years of my life.
Well, listen, we can...
So, you know.
As long as we got good stories to tell, right?
Well, yeah, sort of.
Listen, I still support you through the loaded thing, okay? I think you deserved it, alright? So
yeah, I had your back and all your bullshit too. Like, you owed me that one at least, for fuck's sake.
We all have our stories, you know? At the end of the day, even if we got good stories to tell.
I was there for you when you got kicked from Root. Don't ever fucking.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was doing your PR offensive back then, brother. So don't forget.
Where do you live these days?
I had to move back to the UK, man. The pandemic fucking wiped out my visa, basically. I went to a startup. We were gonna be like it was gonna be like Vice, you know, but like for esports, the Vice of esports. We were gonna like do documentaries and stuff. And they hired me into this job. It was gonna be down in Texas. I was living in Vegas at the time, and I got the visa, and then they said, oh well, all the financial backers have pulled out because of the pandemic. So this must have been like, I don't know, February or March. Something like that of 2020, and they said, so we're just going to shut down. And I said, but if you close down this business, I don't have a visa anymore. And they went, yeah, that really sucks for you. And I'd walked away from another job, you know. So I had 60 days to get out of the country. I basically got a taste of Trump's America, and I had 60 days to get all my shit onto a shipping container and come back to Britain. So I'm in the UK now, unfortunately, but. Long for the day I get to return.
Was? Ich schwör's dir, die Attack Range von Syra, die ändert sich von Mal zu Mal.
Where doing what?
Gerade eben, die Ash durfte ich angreifen, den durfte ich nicht mehr angreifen.
Interesting. Where's the University of New Haven? I don't even know what state that's in.
Connecticut.
Okay, gotcha.
So I've been doing that. Teaching's been pretty rewarding. And you know, I realized I had a lot to work on. You know, I was having a lot of problems with like, grief and trauma and substance abuse. I'd made a cunt of myself on the Trainwrecks podcast that everyone saw. It was like pretty messy. I went away.
Wait, do I know this? Did I cover this?
I mean, you might have been there for the aftermath. I mean, basically, like, the person I was living with and like looking after, GOGO Maria, she passed away, and it was like at Christmas. I found her, you know, deceased.
Oh Jesus, okay.
And I had to call up my family at Christmas and like deal with all of that, and it really threw me for a fucking loop. So I started like heavily drinking, and you know, the doctors were giving me pills, and so I was popping all this shit. And so anyway, I was like, because you know what I'm like, I'm a fucking retard. So I fucking was like, oh, I'll rush back into work, no problem. Work will get me through the pain. And I fucking basically went on a Trainwrecks podcast and had an argument with Trainwrecks. When I was out of my mind, I'd been awake for like 3 days. And I just made a cunt of myself. And basically, the worst part about it was, I think it was one where he had like Critical on. So it was this massive podcast. It was like 80,000 viewers or something. It was the worst time to have like a psychological meltdown. So after that, I mean, I was like, I won't tell any lies. I was still fucked up for ages after that. I went away and like basically like worked on my shit. And I was like, you know, okay, I can take charge in this area, this area, this area. Basically, like, became a professor, started teaching, started writing regularly, and you know, been streaming on and off, and just trying to be a normal human being again, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
What about you, though? I mean, what have I missed? Like, what's blowing my mind is in terms of your arc right now, you appear to be like you appear to be the most fuckable guy in streaming. Like, what the fuck happened?
I just.
Like for real, what the fuck happened? Like,
we did our red pill arc, you know, and I learned all the tips and strategies that they have. So no, but yeah, I don't know. I've just been streaming to me, man. You know how it goes.
I saw you got married as well, right?
Yeah, I picked up found some pretty
gestorben?
chick in
Ach nee,
New Zealand, abducted her.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever. When the fuck was? How long has it been since we've seen each other in real life? Has it been over 5 years?
Oh, in real life, the last time was when we were in Vegas at CES, when you were doing your blue microphone promotion.
How long ago was that?
2017, I want to say.
Okay, damn.
Hell of a time. You know, I ain't changed much, just fatter and balder. Not really much of a fucking difference there. More grey in the beard. Gotcha. You have blue hair all the time now? Is that ironic, or?
In 2019, I did like a donation drive, and I said I'd dye my hair blue if they did enough donations, and I finally did it like last month, so I'm waiting for it to probably grow.
Holy shit, Pizza GG delivered the fucking promises quicker than that, brother.
I was gonna do it, but I kept putting it off, but yeah, here I am. No lies here.
So, Nathan must be, what, like fucking...
Not yet, I hope not. He's like 11 years old.
No, yeah, not fucking, you know what I mean? He's 11, yeah, I was gonna say he was like 10, 12 or something like that. Yeah. There or thereabouts. Like, Jesus Christ. Where did all the fucking time go?
You know, one day at a time. Probably on Reddit and Twitter. That's typically how it works, yeah.
So, I mean, other than that, brother, I mean, it's same old, same old. I dip in and out of the old politics now, but nothing like what you're doing. I mean, I don't know how you got the patience for it, frankly, because... you know, I occasionally over the years have dipped in and out of your stream, and it just seems to be you patiently explaining simple concepts to inarticulate morons.
Yeah, I mean, it pays well. That's about all I can say, but...
Well, you know,
yeah, I just watched...
The money's good, I guess.
Yeah, I just went through that, there's a documentary called Died Suddenly that I went through yesterday.
Oh, shit, this vaccine stuff. Holy moly. Why is everything got to just, like, it's like where the middle is, that you can see some sort of vague, sensible notion, and it's like, no one wants to stand there, ever. It's like, so, like, put it this way, when I see people, like, post, like, that video, have you seen that video compilation of, like, footballers,
people,
like collapsing on the field?
That, yeah.
And it's like, I did a debunk on that, because it's like, Some of them are from like 2-3 years ago. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's like that type of video is the most easy thing to manipulate. There's even a Wikipedia page, by the way, for like soccer players who've died on the field. And if you go look at like 2010, there's loads of them. You know, it's just one of those things. But on the other hand, you know, people who like refuse to acknowledge that there's even the risk with a vaccine, that's like fucking dangerous and insane as well, right? Like we had a British journalist. She was very, you know, big vaccine proponent, and she had headaches for 3 days after getting her second jab, and she died, and it turned out it was a blood clot in her brain.
Was this the AstraZeneca one? I think they had in the UK, right? That was.
I don't know which one she had. Probably AstraZeneca if it was UK. That's what I got as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, but you know, her family was saying she was like reluctant to go to the doctor and not bother them because she was so adamant. You know, the vaccines were side effects free, and it's like, guys, can we? Like, why is this even got to be vaguely political? It's a public health issue. Why is everybody got to be dumb about it? And yeah, this hashtag died suddenly thing that's all over on Twitter at the moment. It's the dumbest fucking shit. It's full of just like statistical lies. I saw that Dr. McCullough, he went on Tucker Carlson the other day and misquoted an article. He said there'd been 1,650 new cases of athletes under 35 dropping. And when you look at the empirical data, it's got like 71-year-olds who've died of cancer in there and stuff. It's like,
oh my God,
and he's just uncritically repeated that on Fox News.
So schlecht, deswegen hat sie den Fight.
And even some of the stats, like when I was going over some of this thing with my two buddies yesterday, like some of the stats were just hilarious. Like people say, like in one case we saw like 3 out of 4 children being born are like dying, like 80% miscarriage. You don't think we wouldn't notice that? Like you don't think that there wouldn't be like everybody in the world would be clamoring about like how horrible this is? And then the thing that triggers me the most about all this, what you bring up too, is that like there are important discussions that need to happen around this, especially mandating vaccines. Like there's important, difficult conversations that need to be happening because a vaccine is a spooky thing. You put it in your body, it's a big fucking deal. And you know there probably are like I feel like at this point when it comes to like inflammation of the heart for the myocarditis stuff, it seems like if you're in like the 18 to 40 category of like young man, there might be slightly more risk to getting the vaccine than like getting COVID. So maybe it's not for you. But like there's not even a space to have that conversation because you can't do it. Yeah, because it's so hijacked on like every end by like these insane fucking people that are pushing like just insane conspiratorial nonsense, and it's like it's a crime to the issues that should be discussed, which is just really frustrating.
Yeah, and that's why I mean again it was another reason why it's like, you know, when I wasn't mentally resilient enough to deal with that kind of stuff, because I think like if I'd got dogpiled at any of these points, you know, it would have really set me back mentally. That's why I just felt like I couldn't like engage with any of that stuff. Like I saw other podcasts, I had people reaching out, you want to do a show, you want to talk about this topic, and I went, absolutely not. If there was ever one of those divisive topics where you can, you know exactly dogmatically what a lefty's gonna say and what a rightoid's gonna say, I stayed away from every single one of those because they're the ones where the crazies come out. And but now, you know, I feel like, you know, like I saw obviously a few of your clips and you know, saying you wanted to do some content or whatever. So I don't even know what the fuck that would look like or where I would shoehorn myself in. But you know, like yeah, I could. I don't know. I mean, the things that interest me are mostly just the media and media coverage and journalism. And
I mean, at the very least, if anything ever comes up and you feel like you either want my opinion on it or you want to argue about something, yeah, you can always like hop in or give me a message and we can like hash it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? It'd be good to just catch up every fucking now and then. I feel like if you're talking to me, you're not talking to one of these fucking crazy people. Like, I mean, seriously, like, I'm never gonna fucking... I thought it was funny, because when I was talking about, like, leeches, people, like, using you for attention, someone in the chat was, like, typing, and now he's doing the same. Like, brother, I'm too long in the tooth. I don't want the attention. I've come out the other side.
I don't know if you've had this with people around you, but it also sucks, too, because, like, it's a catch-22. All of the people that are really worried about... all of the people that are really worried about like leeching are always the people that like you'd want to leech off of you. Like every time I've gotten messages, they're like, oh, like I don't want to come around too much. It's like, bro, like you're fun to hang around, like, come around and chill, like it's cool. But like the people that will like throw themselves in over and over again, it's like, okay, this is getting obnoxious. Yeah, it just says,
it's pretty wild. I mean, you know, it's like I say, I think you've definitely got a couple of people in your orbit right now from checking in they're not here by
Die
Christmas.
Platings haben wir
Yeah,
dann.
maybe, you know. But hey, those are the most fun ones because they always go out with a, they always go out with a big boom. So.
Ja, das wär
Yeah, that is
gut.
true. There is always a meltdown. Well, where you at with you and John Zerka?
I think we're cool again. It's very rare that I'll hold
Yeah?
a grudge. Usually, if somebody just like comes back and they're chill, I usually just don't give a fuck. It's pretty rare.
Oh,
that I'll
right.
hold grudges.
So just fill me in on this bit, okay? So you and John Zerka were friends. I saw John. He was doing a tour where he was holding up signs and tweeting things out like "leftist attacks me," and it's like someone throwing coffee at him on a college campus. And then John Zerka, the camera cuts just as he's about to swing a punch at him or something.
Yeah.
Because John Zerka's a unit, you know, like
Yeah,
he's
he's
fucking
huge.
way bigger.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I knew, he was talking about how he was going to destroy Destiny, and I was like, why would you want to destroy Steven? What's going on there? And then there was
So ist er da rein? Das ist
he
ein
was
K6, Alter. Ist er dumm?
absolutely grilling Mr. Girl. He fucking ruined Mr. Girl when Mr. Girl was trying to
Was war das für
interview him
eine, was hat der
again
K6
dirt
gerade
on
gedacht?
you.
Das ist gut.
And he was just going, yeah, but didn't you talk about Richard Spencer? So how could you criticize? And it's like, mate, if you're getting fucking 4D chest by John Zerka, like, you know,
Zerka's-
come on, like,
yeah.
quit.
Zerka's a smart dude, and Zerka's really funny.
You know, I used to love his conspiracy theory bullshit back when he was that guy, back when he was Flat Earth guy.
Oh, he's still
Ich gerne nochmal
right?
Bot.
Oh, he still is? Okay,
Schon
cool.
mit dem ja, ist okay, denke ich.
But yeah, anyway, I love John. Like I actually legitimately liked him. Out of all of the people that came out of that whole, you know, Raj Royale stuff
have jetzt mal einen
era
Pause
when I was
bei
doing all
2.7.
of those, John was the one guy I wish I got to know a bit better. He was like, so I was like, I didn't know if it was a genuine falling out or if it was content or whatever.
No, it was a genuine falling out, but it's never over. I don't care about politics shit. It was over some really stupid and weird personal shit that I was going through that he was farming the fuck out of, and I just got ultra fucking
Right.
triggered over it. But no, we're cool now. It's whatever.
So what was that? It was some chick drama, right?
It was that's a long story, but all of that is settled now. We've made amends and everything's cool, and I'm not about to rehash any facts. I don't want to. Yeah, no,
Don't worry,
but I'll
I'll look
yeah.
up in my own time. I'm
Sure.
sure there's a live stream fail thread I can just read.
Well, it'd be
Full
it's
of
more
reasonable
like
takes.
it's more that's like your Atlas Shrugged of like political or not even political, like relationship online random shit. There's a 600
Yeah,
page.
Steven, it says you're a predator.
Yeah, it's a long story, but
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it then. But so other people I think you've fallen out with, who I like, or you know, Casey Tron.
that's another long story. We were kind of friendly, like or friends even, like she messaged me, we talked about drugs and shit, like
Queen, dude. How are you gonna fall out with Casey?
The problem is that
Come on.
I got into a very weird thing where she has a very close friend. I didn't know
Das
how
ist
close
der
they were at
Jasse
the time. Who was
Ulti
just
hat
doing
und
really
das finde ich
weird
auch
fucking
unfair. Und
shit
das
Arrow kommt.
in my personal life. And when we got into a fight over that,
Hol die Ash
she
von
had
hinten
took
weg.
his side, and now she's like, she fucking hates me. Like if you go through her Reddit account right now, she's got like over like probably 100 or 200 comments in like the past like 3 pages about me. She just nonstop posts about it. Her brain is like
That was
fried.
the Bob 7 guy, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I liked him too.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah, it's just
Have I got bad taste in people?
no,
Like, what's
no.
going on?
Bob
Like,
Seven
yeah,
was
okay.
funny. Casey Tron was funny
Alright.
too. I think Bob Seven is still funny. It was just, but it's just that's a long story. There's a lot of history. I still think Bob Seven was funny. He just tried to fuck with me in a lot of really weird ways.
That's
The thing I saw, which it was pretty cringe, I won't lie about it. Like, I'd say it if she was here, but like, when somebody linked like Casey Tron's Reddit account or whatever.
I don't
There's a lot
know.
of memes about
It was
that.
like, you know, dear M, I've been writing, but you still ain't calling. It was like really creepy. Like, she had about, what, 500 posts about you? Like,
Yeah, it was insane.
full stand out of her mind. It was real bad. Like,
Oh wait, somebody linked her account again. Yeah. Oh yeah, her last post about me was 16 hours ago. So yeah, she's still
yeah,
going.
you gotta fix that. Like you gotta build that bridge, man, just to stop this happening. This is sad. Like,
Yeah. Okay, I'll think about it.
yeah, no, come on. She was good people, man, back in the day.
Back in the day, she was. I agree, but you know, she could change. What are you gonna do?
Interesting.
She didn't go pandemic crazy though.
No, she went weed crazy. I think smoking weed every day, I think is not good. We need to talk about that more.
Oh, yeah, there's the thing.
She
And
smokes a lot every day too. Holy shit.
what I hate about like
Do, 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 do,
potheads is when they're fully into it and they just cannot accept that there could ever be a downside to it. And it's like, I am watching you deteriorate
scheiße,
mentally
my eyes. Yeah.
before my eyes, dude. Like, there's obviously more to this than meets the fucking eye, homie. Could you just like slow down a little bit? No.
Grace 20.
It's like, I'm obviously a legalize all drugs kind of guy. But like,
Ich
fuck,
auch,
man, it's hard to
Lasse.
want to come along for the ride with the potheads because they're just so obnoxious about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think weed is cool. It's fun to smoke. I enjoy it. But like, I think
Yeah,
anytime you're
so
doing any drug every
Ripple
single
Magic
day,
is
you
just,
gotta
yeah.
ask yourself if it's good for you.
What about Trainwreck? You talked to him?
Yeah, me and him are cool. I can't talk on stream really with any of these people anymore because I'm banned on Twitch. So it's like we can't.
Yeah,
talk stream really.
I
But
get
no,
it.
yeah,
And
me
they
and Train are
stream
cool.
constantly, dude. Yeah, I mean, like last time I saw Train, it was like
What?
he'd been up gambling for 2
Zit
days
hier
straight
eine
or something. He was fully
Heilpflanze drin?
tweaking.
That could be any day in the past like 2 years. I think
yeah,
he
dude.
regularly does like 36-hour streams. That's just
Yeah, he looked super thin in the face. Like, if he was in a casino, man, motherfuckers would have
Ich
asked
seh
him
die
to leave,
Windwall
you know?
nicht.
And like, I was like, this is happening on Twitch.
Ziemlich viel
There's-
Damage da
There's the
drin.
other hypocrisy of it, right? You say something that was totally within the purview
Der
of,
Ulti? Ja.
it actually was a mainstream opinion in America. That's what essentially got you deplatformed.
Maybe,
And,
but yeah.
and yet, you know, you've got a dude like who's clearly like out
Ja,
of
das
his
ist eine
mind for 2
Halb-Items.
days, pulling slot machines. Like, used to be back in the day, if you remember, back when Phantom Lord was on his bullshit. Remember how like OP at Twitch used to check in with him every 30 minutes, going, "You should take a break and play some ads now, right?" And,
Jesus.
yeah, and it's like they don't even do that for you anymore, you know?
Dude, those were. He won his lawsuit. He got like $24,000 after like
Yeah,
6
I mean,
years.
he said he won. I mean, basically, what he won because obviously I covered that from start to finish. It was my story that was in court. I thought it was going to
Yeah,
get called
absolutely.
up, you know, but they didn't call me as a witness. But they used the
sure.
logs that I'd come into possession of. But the bottom line was, he only won on the basis that it was agreed by a jury. Twitch hadn't honored the contractual obligation to give him notice. of
Geschneit, oder?
termination.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And,
Ich hab in
yeah,
13
and so they went through his
8
finances
Sekunden
and
habe ich ja
said,
wieder
this is what
Ulti.
you would have got in the termination period.
Oh! How?
So, yeah, holy shit.
Sauberei.
So yeah, Train, I haven't talked to him for a while. I sent him a DM when he did an announcement saying he'd made like, he was going to do a 1 million, he'd won $10 million and was going to do $1 million giveaway or some shit.
got an
I just sent him a
advantage,
DM saying like, congratulations, success, and you know, real sorry we haven't talked for a while. That's 100% on me.
Wäre ich fröhlich, wenn es geschont wäre.
But yeah, haven't caught up with him really.
Ja, eigentlich
So that's it, man. I'm like learning about, I mean, like,
Zu in der
Are you still
Nase.
friends with my other haters, Monte
Weil ich
Cristo and
Opfer schon
Thor?
wieder
You guys still do
bin.
content together?
well, that was the podcast that got cancelled tonight. Like, we laughed,
gotcha,
we
gotcha.
do this thing
Yeah,
called the
okay.
Four Horsemen, where we're like, we're gonna fix esports and blah blah blah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, like,
what's
obviously,
the
them,
deal?
esports is an increasing. OG esports is an increasingly small tribe right now, so we all have to sort of stick together. But you know, I get it, man. Like, I'm like you.
Wie viele sind da
not where
unten?
you're at now
Keiner,
mentally.
oder?
I,
Sind
like,
doch
I
genau
can't be
dort.
bothered.
Ja, so
Against
Control.
people. It just seems so self-defeating to
Die erste
having
Seite.
like a positive life.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
And you know, I'm not. I like. I don't really go along for the ride on any of that.
kommt
bullshit
die
anymore. I've
Diana,
told them that's not what I'm about. I don't want to be fighting with people or like, you know, being abused unless it's a cause worth doing it for. I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
just want drama for drama's sake. You know what I mean?
It's like if
I don't
somebody's
need
like trying to cancel somebody or doing some like crazy shit or like making some.
Zick,
Yeah,
zick, ich mach
exactly.
Türen
I
kaputt.
mean, like, that's one of the things. This is something I know you'll probably have some like feelings about. It's like I'm watching from a distance all of these like influencers get accused of like sex shit, you know, sex crimes and rape and sexual harassment and all that. And it's like I watch people's reaction to it, and it seems that the knee-jerk reaction isn't to like offer support to a victim or do a charity stream to raise money for like a woman's shelter or something equivalent. It's they just want to milk it for content. And it's like every time it happens, like there's no big broad conversation about why does this keep happening? Why is this attitude so prevalent in influencer circles? I don't know. There's like the Me Too movement never stopped in the influencer world. It just slowed to a crawl, but like it's still happening. You know what I mean? It's like it's pretty.
Yeah, I feel like it sucks because nobody has like good conversations around like consent or what's or, like it's always just like don't rape, and then like that's where it stops. And then it's like okay, and that's like the only conversation they have is like okay, yeah, well this is like.
But like, not only that as well, but I mean it's like you know, why is it baked into influencer success that you have to be like, you know, promiscuous and have a little fucking orbiter harem, and what are power dynamics and what do they look like, and when are you crossing a threshold and when you're not, and is it different?
You got to figure for a lot of these people, like a lot of these people probably never had sexual access to anything in their life, right? And then all of a sudden they're in a world where they're getting like an unlimited amount like thrown at them. Yeah, it probably is like super mindfucky for a lot of people, I imagine.
Yeah, and it's why people go off the fucking rails with like money, you know, and like when you're a Hollywood actor, you get drinking and cocaine, and you know you can have everything on tap, right? I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like the discourse around that just seems to be every time something terrible happens, the influencers go, okay, it's my time to shine. And they come in and they shout and they screech and they holler and they beat their chest and they try and monetize this like heinous thing for like views and grow their stream, and you know, I think about influencers that have like developed a lot lately, like all the new wave of influencers. How many of them actually got to where they are predicated on content, and how many got to where they are, and hard work obviously, and how many of them got to where they are predicated on either leeching off a bigger streamer or milking a drama to make themselves relevant, a la Keffels? You know?
Well, I don't know, actually. I think the networking thing is important now, obviously, more than it was before. Because back in the day, you kind of had to build it on your own because there was nobody to network off of, right? Because we were kind of like some of the first people getting in. I think that people can try to milk drama, but I think that milking drama will get you a little bit of viewers initially, but I don't think it carries like forward. Like Kevels is actually a really good example. Like her shit is all dead. Like her YouTube is dead. Her stream doesn't get like viewers. Like so, yeah, you'll become like a little spark that blows up for a second, but then afterwards, like nobody cares. I think that yeah, you have to work pretty hard if you want to like build something.
But that wouldn't be true if the content in and of itself had value.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But when people are just there to like leech or to milk a situation a little bit, but they don't add any insight or have anything like worth saying, then yeah, I think that shit like falls apart pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, and there's a lot of influencers. Like I see now a lot of streamers. I guess I should say, maybe I'm not used to the term influencer so much, but I see a lot of streamers right now, and it's like, I don't know. I think I can see how they're on the road to end up in a not so great place, and you know they're gonna have a live stream fail thread about them, and it's clear what they're gonna be doing. You know, I won't name names. There was one recently where it was like it was so obvious. You know, just from hearing stuff behind the scenes.
Dann einmal Jonas und einfach der bessere Yasu. Das ist so dumm.
Somebody should have shut this down instead of fucking enabling it.
For which thing?
Well, for like, you know, I'm not gonna name names, but you know, there's like
fucking name names. That's what we do here now. Fuck it.
Nah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm easing back in. Let me dip a fucking toe in the water. But what I'm saying is, it's like there's types of behavior where, like, if I can identify that's a bit weird and probably someone should then think about the people in their orbit. And what's super weird is influencers do not call out influencers on their bullshit privately. They wait until the worst thing happens and it goes public, and then they call them out publicly. That's what I understand.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, doesn't this happen? Isn't this everywhere? This is like entertainment, right? I don't think it's unique to streamers. Like,
sure.
Look at the Bill Cosby stuff. Look at the R. Kelly stuff. Like, I think this is just how entertainment works. People always protect their own. You know?
Yeah, you're right. It's just obviously we're playing catch up, and I think because we're playing catch up, there's like this insane turbocharged element to it where people realize careers might only last a year or two, so they just go even more like disgusting than even a real celebrity would, you know?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
So, but yeah. So what are your plans for the stream today? Anyway, I don't want to keep. I feel bad about kicking off Chud Logic because he's like.
No, we got to the end of our shit. We were good.
You were having a great conversation about knotting there, where you were trying to pretend you've never seen a video of a woman being fucked by a dog, but then you described what happens when a woman is fucked by a dog.
Yeah, I know what happens because I've seen, because I read porn sometimes, and there's like
you read
porn, yeah,
I don't look at the pictures of the videos. I like to read the text. All right, you're very
sometimes
very
when you're looking through like anime shit or whatever, and you're reading some fucking thing, and it seems kind of hot, and then they start talking about like, and then it's like furry dick not. It's like, oh, I didn't realize I was reading fucking furry porn, and then and then it also shows up in a lot of. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're into hentai, the furry community has a lot of really good artists, and they're like on their amateur side. Oh my god! But they also do like all that nodding shit and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen horse fucking people before, but I've never seen the dog stuff. I haven't gone looking for it, but you know, maybe I'll check it out later.
Well, I mean, the horse fucking stuff was like a rite of passage on the internet, like Mr. Hands and all that stuff, right? Like old school internet, you were bound to see that. I follow an account on Twitter, a guy called Gaming and Pandas or Pandas and Video. I always forget which way around it is now.
Wie viel Tower habe ich?
But anyway, he unironically
20.000 wahrscheinlich.
furry porn.
sie alle,
To like as a bit, as a joke, but then he secretly found it himself like getting more and more into it, and now it's just like you go on his account and it's just like it's just about he has a Bowser from Mario.
Okay,
It's just Bowser dick.
A lot of people do that. They float.
Ja, so hat quasi ein Mixspiel, kann das sein?
This way, but it's like.
Er hat's versucht, aber...
He said he flew too close to the fucking sun, and now he wants to get knotted. I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, what a nightmare. So yeah, look, I don't know, man. I just wanted to catch up here and shoot the shit for a little bit.
2, wie viel Tower gibt's?
Was? 70.000 Damage zu Objectives hast du. Das ist ein Bug, oder? Was steht bei dir da?
Nee, ich habe 11, ich habe 10 Tower von 11.
Ich
sag nur, ein hat
Der hat 2500 Lebe, Philipp.
Ja, was ist... Weiß ich nicht.
Wenn du 10 Stück hast, hast du keine...
Was hat er
Nee,
längst?
die haben mehr als 2500 Leben.
Tower?
Ja, 500 hat jedes Plating, das heißt... Die äußersten haben 2,5 und die inneren haben locker 3,5.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't know, and I think all the debate stuff's cringy. I always did, frankly, because they're not.
Da steht, ich habe 60 Tower gemacht, ne?
But anyway, like,
brauchst du einfach mal respektieren.
If there's a thing to talk about that relates.
Ich glaube auch, dass ich Execute hier immer, vielleicht zählt dieser Execute damit mit, wenn ich die Kill macht mein Ding immer 1000
Du
Damage.
overkillst sie wahrscheinlich.
When we fell out the first time, it was a stupid thing. Like the biggest regret in my life is I took myself too seriously for 24 hours. And what I didn't do, because that was at the time, what you probably don't remember, is that was at the time when you were getting wrecked over the JonTron thing, and so you were totally right on the JonTron thing, and JonTron made a fucking fool.
5000 Lebe steht hier.
But everyone was trying to essentially be an apologist for
Und die
JonTron.
Innere haben
He's
3600.
an idiot. He's out of his depth.
Also,
He trips
Bitches,
over
ich
his
gehe ein bisschen
words.
noch zu Lara.
I'm sure, actually.
Oh.
In retrospect, I think it's your fucking racing. But anyway, that was when you said what you said. What I didn't do is I didn't empathize and say, Steven's probably getting wrecked right now because John told
Oh, ich hab Durst.
creator. And so he must have been getting it from all sides as well. I just took 24 hours, took a deep breath. I always calmed down in the end, but instead I didn't. I argued with you, and it just became this really stupid, childish thing.
Yeah,
Lots of
you know.
regrets about how I handled that stuff, for real.
It's all good. It is what it is.
I know. It is. We've had this talk before. It was on a Scuff podcast, so we had to listen to Train do a 1 hour fucking introduction over the top of it.
I remember it. Fuck, I missed the training shows. God damn.
I should bring him back, dog. I mean, if he would just halve the number of guests on him, they'd be good.
Yeah.
But
I just need
a
to get...
podcast with 14 people is insane.
Yeah, maybe next year I'll try to get unbanned from Twitch. We'll see. Or I've got like 4 months and I can submit my next appeal. We'll try it. So. Yeah.
Oh, is that what's going on? I mean, listen, I don't even know. Like the way things are going, like. If I was trained, I don't know what his sponsorship contracts are like, but if I was a serious content creator and I wanted to do podcasts and I didn't have, I was starting or I had a big enough audience that they would follow me, I'd jump on YouTube tomorrow, frankly. I just think there's a better level of discourse here than there is on Twitch, and I think you can talk about things in a way that you can't on Twitch anymore. There's no humor on Twitch anymore, basically. It's like it's really become a sanctimonious platform for... It's almost like children's entertainment. It's really bad over there right now, and I think YouTube is the place to be if you want to have robust adult discourse. Put it that way.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
So, but look, man, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's good to catch up. It's good to hear your voice. I'm glad your life's going good, apart from all the crazy people, and try and kill off a few of them, metaphorically speaking, obviously, before the end of the year, and you know. But yeah, I'll swing by again sometime. I'll have actually something worth talking about with you, and I'll leave you to fucking Factorio. Is this all the same game
Yes,
that you've been playing for like a year?
Don't worry about it, okay?
All right,
oh shit!
again,
Wait, hold on.
I-
Did you and Lycan ever talk to each other?
Yeah, of course.
Go way back. How you doing, buddy?
Yo, how you doing? Dude, Lycan hosted... Lycan is another one that Thorin hates, because he hosted...
Oh yeah, the show.
he hosted that podcast, if you remember, and we were just shooting the shit, and we could have said absolutely anything. And then Lycan, 20 minutes in, went, by the way, we are live. Like, classic podcast hosting. So, yeah, no, Lycan. You're posting loads of, like, hot pictures of yourself, like your dick out and stuff. Have you got an OnlyFans or something now?
Wait, has he pulled his dick out yet?
I think, did I see your dick the other day, Lycan? Or was that someone else? Oh, he's not talking to me. I've overstepped the boundary, I think.
He's probably putting it away right now. Hold on, he's getting ready.
Yeah, he's like, holy shit.
Oh, he said 1 sec.
Well, sorry, I'll wait. I was going to leave, but if Lycan's here, I'll talk to him for a little bit and then bounce. But yeah, so yeah, Lycan basically was another person that like immediately met Thorin. Oh yeah, here he is. How you doing? Yeah. So have you got an OnlyFans now? Because every time I see your shit, time I see your shit, you've got like your dick out, or you're pulling your boxes up your ass crack, or...
There's no dick. There's no dick. I haven't pulled the boxers up the ass crack since the Tracer pick, but you get that was cool.
Yeah, that was it. That was the one. I love that one.
Yep.
That's kept me warm many a lonely night.
Oh, you make my heart swell, Richard.
Yeah, man, and you make my dick swell, so we're all good. Yeah.
Don't forget, by the way, Thorin forgave me for that, and we were good when I came.
He didn't mean it though. He didn't mean it. Yeah, every time we were alone privately, he would just be like, "Rich." He was like Arya. Thorin's like Arya Stark out of Game of Thrones. You know when she's repeating that list of all the people she's gonna kill. You were on Thorin's list for real, dog. He never fucking forgave you for that shit. Like, of course he fucking didn't.
So I thought he did, and then we have the thing. It's good where it's the CS:GO event. We talk, everything's fine and cool. And then I put my foot in my mouth about the CS:GO cheating thing. You remember that? And,
I did, yeah.
And he sent the dogs after me. And I messaged you one time, and I'm like, hey, do you think you can get me an interview with Thorne? He's like, nah. You're like, nah, mate. He's fucking done with you.
Yeah, he was.
Wait, what is the CS:GO cheating thing? Was Thorne involved in like a cheating thing, or what happened?
No. It was which cheating scandal was it? Was it
Which one?
It was the Coach Book one, right?
No, this was in it would have been late 2015, early 2016, because we did the thing in September.
So the Kaylee vacuuming.
That might be it.
Yeah, the vacuuming. You're talking about the vacuuming, I think.
And Steven, can you mute for a second?
The stream, yeah, hold on.
Just unmute it.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Oh, geez. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm there, and you know, Richard and Duncan are being cool with me and like, you know, treat me like a
Ist immer noch
fellow.
2. What the fuck?
And they were like, you know, oh, this shit's rampant. Like people are cheating all the fucking time. Like this is going on constantly. And so jump to a few months later, the vacuuming thing comes out, and I said, you know, this shit is rife. That's all I said. I just said CS:GO is rife with cheating. That's all I said. I didn't think about how it could implicate anyone else that I was recently associated with.
Which, of course, was a massive overstatement to what actually been said.
It was like, and I hate that I'm pulling this excuse out. It was like 3 a.m. My dog just woke me up to go take a shit, and I saw the tweet, and people were talking shit about StarCraft all of a sudden, and so I tweeted that out, and I woke up to a fucking Reddit thread, 2 Reddit threads about CS:GO host says there's rife cheating around CS:GO, the top of CS:GO, and that was, and then and so apparently you guys got like a bunch of shit for it behind the scenes, and Duncan was super pissed.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it was just one of those things where it's like, because we'd had a suspicion about a number of players, you know, dudes like Flusher and stuff like that. It was like we were basically in a weird position where we'd had a bunch of like VAC bans that had happened in like 2014 and some high profile ones, and then we were waiting for like maybe the next dominoes to fall, and like people behind the scenes were always like saying, we're gonna get them this time, you watch, there's been an update, we're working with Valve, and the bans just never came. The bands just never fucking came. And you know, some of the shit, we were like, okay, I guess that was that then. And there hasn't been any other like high profile ones since. So when Lighten came out and was like, yeah, you know, there I was, and it was like just after the event or something, I think, as well. So it was like so obvious he'd been talking to me and Thorin, and he was going, I've been talking to experts on the scene, and they say, yeah, all the pro players are shit. And I'm like, bro.
Like, I didn't even say that, but there was the implication. It was clear,
there was,
and I didn't see
I'm
that.
just fucking with you. Yeah. That's all right, man. Who gives a fuck? Esports is shit. It's a fucking joke. It's occupied by fucking losers like myself. It's an absolute nightmare.
Dude, just make a podcast, man. You've got the chops.
Dude, I've got one. Just no cunt watches it. So I've had
Is it
some
the
really
Blue
good
Show
get.
still?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I probably where I went wrong is I keep interviewing esports people. Maybe that's the big problem. But you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do different things this year. I've got some ideas for content and you know whatever.
I'm excited to see
So
it, man.
yeah, so what do you do these days?
I don't do content anymore, except, you know, obviously posting my deck on Twitter. I just
Yeah.
work the normal
Are you making
job.
money off that? Like, it was a serious
No.
question, by the way. No judgment.
No, I want to start an OnlyFans, but I would
you
never
should do.
announce it, and it would never be known to anyone.
Well, what's the fucking point of doing OnlyFans then? What the
Because
fuck?
it would be faceless, anonymous content that I post on Reddit in places that are completely unrecognizable and outfits I've never worn before.
Why? Why would you
Because-
want to do it like that?
Because until it's making me $1 million a month, I don't want to jeopardize real life jobs.
Cringe.
Why would?
Just jeopardize it, dude. Who cares?
Can they even do that right now? I thought the position of the average person was like sex work is positive.
Alter.
I mean,
We'd love
Yeah.
it.
Holy, hast du mal die
it's
Frauen
just something I don't want to
Bodybuilding Olympiasiegerin gesehen?
What do you do for a
Miss
living
Olympia?
now?
I work in IT.
Nö.
Yeah, so I
Ultra weird aus. Holy shit.
Hey, das ist schon eine Frau.
Nee, kennst du das, was, weiß nicht, bei Männern, bei denen ist es ja hinter der Brust versteckt, das ist so zwischen den Armen, unter denen das so rausschaut.
Was?
Oh, is that
Ja,
near a
aber ich weiß nicht, wie heißt das, wenn du...
Oh, fuck you.
Yo, is Florida the new
Was
place?
ist das?
Blatt.
Was unterm Arm.
I wish it would be, but
Nee,
no.
was unterm
that's-
Arm so raussteht bei Bodybuildern, was du ja beim Normalen nicht siehst.
Oh,
The Lat.
Austin. Okay.
Das ist der Latt. Also,
Yeah.
Der Rücken
I
im
mean,
Prinzip.
Dude, like, fuck it. It's like you've got your boy DeSantis, Big Ron looking out for you.
Yeah, true.
You know, so you know.
Listen,
gonna get
I
all-
always said I hated Trump, and I finally found the guy to take him out, okay? And that's why DeSantis is my man,
Scheiden,
okay?
Künstler.
I'm a
Yeah,
DeSantis
exactly,
fan.
dude.
Das ist
It's
immer.
a Republican, it's okay alike. It's
Willkommen
like
zum
that, you know?
Ende.
It's like that fucking joke about Hitler killing himself.
Yeah,
like, you know,
true.
at least he killed Hitler, right?
Yeah.
So.
Alright, so the
Oh
Olympic
Gott. Stream hier, Philipp.
every single winner in every single
Ja, das ist ein Sport.
in the wheelchair Olympia was Harold Kelly. And in the
Wir haben alle
women's
Bikini
division,
an.
Franciele Matos. Up next in the bikini division, your winner was Maureen Blankisco. In the men's physique division, you have Aaron Banks.
Das ist so traurig, wenn sie sich dann ihre Brüste machen lassen.
Chris
That's not that
In
rad.
Ein Steher dazu. Ja, das ist der Latt.
Missouri.
the winner of the senior Olympia was
Sieht richtig weird aus.
Fitness Olympia Missy Democrats. In the Miss Olympia, Andrea Shaw.
Bei manchen sieht's aber richtig weird aus. Jesus.
When I was living in Georgia, I used to go across.
And last but certainly not least, your new Mr. Olympia.
Na, ohne Scheiße, der am besten aussehen ist der in der Wheelchair.
Comments below.
Der was?
Der die Wheelchair Division gewonnen hat, der sieht am besten aus.
In every single division. First up, the winner in the wheelchair Olympia was Harold Kelly.
Ach, der Mann.
By the way,
Franciele
super friendly and
Matos.
polite
Up
to
next
me.
in the
I
bikini
feel like a
division,
British
your winner
accent
was
gives you
Maureen
that, though, right?
Blankisco. In the men's physique division, you have Aaron Banks.
yeah.
And in the classic physique
I think
division, of course,
nowadays,
you
I
have
think
the
a lot of
reigning champ.
MAGA people would like British people as long as you say you're pro-Brexit. Although before, because when I grew up, and for the traditional conservatives, they just hate all Europeans because they think you're all communists, literally. All of
Yeah.
them think you're communists, so yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird actually, because I think most Americans would be pro-Brexit if you laid it out with just a primer, because like obviously you have your whole fucking Manifest Destiny, Bill of Rights, we kick the Brits out, whenever we shall not be enslaved, all of that stuff. But I was obviously like, I wasn't pro-Brexit. We were so intertwined with like fucking European stuff. It was like it's such a pain in the balls. Now you can't even like travel. Like we have to, like they recognize the British passport, but it's still like we don't get in the speedy queues anymore. We're not straight through when we go like abroad and all that. Like, yeah. So it's and our economy is as fucked as yours is, frankly. So it's been an unmitigated disaster. We've just come out with like 20 years of austerity measures in Britain, and they're telling us just 10 more years of belt tightening and we're gonna be fine. It's like, for fuck's sake, can I have some money at some point in my fucking life? Is that all right? And it's like, nah, yeah, it's gross. So, but yeah, so
up north.
no, I'm in Birmingham now. So you know, big city. But I kind of live in the burbs now. You know, I just came back and got like this where all my friends are in the UK, pretty much. So it's a good place to hang out. Although they're all getting old and getting kids and moving out to the countryside like assholes.
You still have the same producer?
Sam.
Yeah.
I mean, when I see the motherfucker, yeah. But he's like everyone I ever worked with, they kind of like outgrow me. Because it's like they're good, talented people, and they're not content to just waste their lives like I have. So I barely see him. He's producing like Formula One now.
No shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I mean everybody from like that group have all gone on to bigger and better things except me, pretty much.
I mean, you know, if you look right here, we got a late game episode 73 going on.
Wow. You still doing that for real?
No.
He meant this conversation.
I was gonna say, holy shit, that would have been. But I mean, I guess you don't keep up with esports or any of that stuff.
No. Like, I mean, after I ended the late game, like, I did it to focus on the career and all that, and relationship at the time and all that stuff. So I tried to keep up with it for a long time. I still went to the StarCraft events when I could.
Versteh's nicht.
I
Warum?
got into CS:GO again.
Was ist denn jetzt schon wieder los, Johannes?
Not in the way they used to. No content.
Was denn jetzt schon wieder
You don't
los?
listen much, man. It's like it's really sad. We kept doing, and it's funny because Steven used to talk about it when he was in it. We kept doing that thing where we kept, you know, taking the money and lying about the numbers and misrepresenting how big we actually were. And then one money source would dry up, and then we would go for another. And then somewhere in about 2015, all the money that was coming in was dodgy in some way. It was either linked to like skins casinos, or you know, then you know, it would later go on to become obviously like just actual casinos, but unregulated ones. Where and then we had all the match fixing stuff, and then obviously we ended up with like, you know, we had crypto, we had NFTs, and now it's like the Saudi Arabian state fucking owns ESL.
Do you remember back in the day? Do you remember World of Tanks?
Dude, I certainly remember World of Tanks, bro. They must have hit you up to do fucking content like so many times back then.
Maybe,
They
I don't
must
even
have,
remember.
right?
Everybody
They
back
must
then
have.
was after shit. But
One of the worst things I ever saw, I went out to Gamescom in Cologne, and World of Tanks is like, they're a Ukrainian company, I think, the people that make them, they make the game. And anyway, they'd hired this huge fucking stand to advertise their game, okay? And obviously, it was like a German, so it's in Germany, right? And there are definitely laws about this thing, but there was like a tank, and then these really attractive women came out, and they were wearing like skin-tight uniforms that I'm just saying didn't look all that kosher to be wearing in Germany, you feel me?
Sure.
And
Wait,
they would
I don't know what that means. Wait.
like, as in, these uniforms looked suspiciously like the type of uniform you go to prison for if you wear them in Germany.
I still don't
And
know what
it-
you mean. Do you mean too sexual? Or do you mean they look like Nazis?
Maybe option B.
Okay,
right?
okay, gotcha,
Definitely
gotcha.
option
Okay.
B.
Okay.
So they were dancing and advertising this game, and I'm like, what the? This is like 2014. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, you can't be doing this. But yeah, they just fucking did that. They were wild. They had so much money. They're still going, right? They still exist.
I have no idea. Maybe.
I think they're still going, brother. They got World of Warships now, World of Airplanes or something as well. Like, I don't know.
I think the funniest thing I heard relating to World of Tanks players was apparently there was a little bit of a thing that popped up where people were getting into so many arguments, like in-depth arguments about those tanks and shit on their forums, that there were like ex-military people leaking like classified info to like win arguments about like some of the capabilities of tanks and shit. That's funny to me.
That was hilarious. That was like, yeah, some guy leaked the classified military documents to basically
shit.
win an argument about which tank was better.
People are saying that was with the game War Thunder. I'm so sorry, but
That's the one that all the Finnish people play, I think.
Gotcha.
And they are all the way in on that shit. Do you remember when
was denn
at
jetzt
the
los?
start of the Ukraine invasion, people were uploading Arma 3 footage, and the news was like reporting on it?
Russia
was
actually,
Arma 3 mods.
Russia does that sometimes, where I think China's done that too. But Russia will release footage where they're like, "This is like actual footage of blah blah blah," but it's just like Arma 3 or it's Call of Duty. I think they did on one of their opening things and shit. And yeah, I remember there was we watched a video of Hassan commentating about like, "Look at this fucking footage, guys. This is crazy." And it was fucking Arma. It was either Arma 3 or Call of Duty shit. I was like, "Oh no."
He won a Streamy Award for news. Like, here's the thing. My thoughts on Hassan have always been the same. It's that because, again, I remember doing podcasts with him and, like, we had a lot of overlap. He was super mean to me first time I met him. You can go watch the video. It was like he did what he always does. He watched a full YouTube video of mine on his stream, said it was garbage and that I was a moron. Then, want to talk about it, buddy? Like, you know, so I went on.
Base, okay.
And it was back when he was like a 300 viewer Andy. I didn't give a fuck. I even called him Diet Destiny on the way out, right?
Okay.
And he hated that. But you know, it was when he just started, and it was just like he was doing that thing where he'd ask me a question, I'd answer it. He'd then talk about someone else unrelated, and then kept doing it, and it's like 2.5 hours, and it's all. But anyway, when we started doing podcasts together, I realized we actually did have like a lot of overlap in terms of our thoughts about like, you know, big government and stuff like this. And it's like I can sense good in him. I honestly think he might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer. I think that's fair. I also think he doesn't treat his responsibility to get informed seriously enough, commensurate to the position he has. But I think he could be an exceptional media presence if he would just stop taking himself so seriously and stop just regurgitating mainstream nonsense for an audience that lap up mainstream nonsense.
Sure.
Where he is right now, there has never been a more accurate label ever applied to a streamer ever than he is the Steven Crowder of the left. It's absolutely 100% nailed on, the best description I've ever heard of any streamer ever in history. And I think he could do so much more. I think he could do so much more. And I think deep down he's a nice dude. I think he's not. No, listen. I think he's suffering still a little bit from, because remember how he used to be a real fat kid. And I think, like, some fat kids are always the fat kid, even when they're buff, even when they've got millions in the banks, like, and they've got women, like, falling at their feet. And some people never level up mentally because of the insecurity. And I just think that's...
Kannst du das einfach gehen?
Johannes, ne? Du stehst die ganze Zeit hier rumschreien.
Because what I know is he's a raging asshole in person. He is thoughtless, he is unthankful, and he is very... Grass and
oh my god.
Du spielst. Warum muss ich mir das von dir eigentlich anhören?
Du schreist die ganze Zeit rum.
Du schreist jeden Tag rum, egal in welchem Game.
Du bist jedes Game toxisch spannend. Der Spalt nie mehr schreiben mit LOL, wenn du so weitermachst.
Gestern bin ich Chat-restricted gewesen.
Ich hab mich muted und gelacht.
Hast du es gesehen, oder was?
Ja, natürlich. Es steht riesengroß fett unten. Und du bist muted, wenn man aus dem Game geht.
Oh, you got snubbed?
Alter, der Jogert hat's geschafft, die Q auf ein gesnärtes Target zu missen. Und er ist flash-queued. Ich hab gedacht, ich verliere meinen.
I don't think it's that. I mean, his.
Was soll ich dazu noch sagen?
Steven had sort of positioned him. It was like
ich hab keinen Bock ins Bett zu gehen, keinen Bock wach zu bleiben, keinen Bock morgen aufzustehen.
XQC type shit, you know what I mean?
It's like gesund sein und die ganze Scheiße, die auf die Nerven gehen.
And just chatting and that kind of stuff. So I understand how you would get a little bit divorced from reality, and probably like he's got a million people all want to collab, all wanting to be in his orbit, all wanting to shake his hand, all wanting to talk to him. Like that's no excuse for like forgetting your friends and forgetting people that you come up with, but it's easy to be an insensitive prick when you're just getting bombarded with like requests like 24/7, you know. Well, I'm just saying, you know.
You're gonna let that stand like him?
I appreciate his empathy. You know, I'm chock full of it. So
no, listen, I'm like that, brother. Like, I mean, I've probably not always been the best person myself, man. Like, and you know, I try and think about things that I've done, like looking back, and you know, was I an insensitive prick, or was I a bit too egotistical there, and you know, was I high on my own supply at that moment in time, and you know, it's easy to slip. As I said, my read on like the difference between him and like someone like Vorsh, my read on Vorsh is like there's like a weird malevolence there. He seems like a manipulator, if I had to use one word to describe him. Whereas Hassan strikes me as somebody who's like, he just wants to be liked, he wants to be adored, and any time he encounters anything that deviates from that, it actually hurts him. You know, like he's the kid who cares too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. I think he like I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he's a prick. I don't think like he's got evil intentions or he's, you know, I think he believes a lot of the shit he says and all that other crap, and I think he does want good in the world. I think he's kind of a dick.
Damn. Jeez.
But obviously, you know, that's like armchair fucking psychoanalysis from a fat drunk. So maybe don't pay any attention. Maybe you know better than me, like, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know shit. Man, I'm just a bystander these days.
Wow. Powerful stuff.
Well,
guys.
yeah. Well, so I mean, why aren't you like? Last time I saw there was you. Is it Dan, the landlord dude?
Mm-hmm.
And Lycan were all doing like some insane three-way stream that like seemed to be popping off. I can't remember what it was about.
It might have been the drug talk the last time.
Yeah, maybe. So my assumption in that moment in time when I saw that was like I thought you were like another big streamer right now. I thought Destiny had launched like 1 million children, and you know only 2 of them ended, all 3 of them ended up bad. But Lycan and Dan and these other people. What about Rem the Bat Boy or whatever he's called?
Do you guys ever interact?
He's on like a REM cycle. He comes and goes. Just depends
Right.
on what's
Okay.
going on. Yeah.
Right, yeah, Rem the Bat Boy. Yeah, remember him on fucking some podcast where it was like he was like super fucking normal, and then we got on the podcast and he just like he even changed his voice. I was like, what's happening? Like, what the fuck is going? And he was just being like really obnoxious and weird. And I was like, wait, we talked normally like just 20 minutes ago. That was weird. But you know, he seemed a good kid. He was pretty young. He was like 18 or 19 at the time or something. So how's he doing? Is he still in the orbit? Is he still going?
Like I said, he's on a REM cycle. He comes and goes. He's on a goes phase. So yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, you've done some good, Stephen, man.
Yeah,
Lycan's still alive. Rem's still alive. Dan's still doing good. I even squashed the beef with your mod Forethought.
You guys had beef.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I didn't. Well, we sort of did. Yeah, he said like because if you remember, he was on. Used to have a label on Reddit where he said professional Richard Lewis critic. Used to be his like badge, and he said some wild stuff about me. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said some wild stuff about him too. He like tweeted like a picture of like someone pointing a gun. Like at me on Twitter, and I was like, "See, these are the type of mentally ill people Steven sets on you."
Yes.
When so I did that thing. I did the whole drama queen thing, and so but we squashed that. He's like a cool guy. He's a beekeeper, so we had a lot in common. We got to talk about that for a little bit. So.
Wait, do you actually do shit with bees, or is that a meme?
I used to be a beekeeper. Yeah.
That's so fucking random, but okay, interesting.
Yeah, well, it was like when I was kind of like falling off the tracks a little bit when I was younger. I didn't get on with my stepdad, and obviously my dad was in prison. So one of my uncles like took it upon himself to like kind of like be a mentor a bit for me, and so he would give me like random fucking hobbies, like whatever he was into, we would go and do it together. And he had a beekeeping phase, so I went and I was like a beekeeper for like five years or something.
Interesting.
So.
That's what a random thing to bond over, huh?
He was a super cool guy, my Uncle Chris, like really good man. Like didn't have to take that on at all in his life. But
Was?
yeah, without him, I would have probably ended up like I don't know.
Jetzt, wenn ich das ausschalte. Passiert dann.
When I was
Die
young.
Welt geht dann unter.
So, but yeah, so Lycan, I was only sticking around for you. I'd said goodbye to Stephen because I can tell by he really wants to get into this Factorio game and probably.
Richard, you could sit here and just make this your own stream for the.
No,
next
fuck. Chat being nice to me for the first time in like 5-6 years. Like usually, whenever my name comes up in around Destiny, it's like, yeah, isn't he the Breitbart loser? Didn't he choke loader? Fuck him. You know, so it's like it's nice to actually.
Kann ich
I had
so
a hell of a
schlecht
life. Like, never let anyone fucking tell you anything. Like, I did some wild shit. Like, so
Ja, der hat
It's
Warcraft,
crazy you popped
man.
up today because I'm packing my room for my move, and I was just holding my tickets from the 2015 major in Columbus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good major. I thought that was really good.
Yo, man,
How it
we
was
had
behind the
Das
scenes,
sieht
but
auch
the one
aus.
thing I'll say
Okay.
is that entire period, 2015, where I suddenly became like the biggest journalist, to because of the iBuyPower story, to 2018,
Will man das?
where because I
Und
was
jetzt
doing
kann ich
E League and I
KVM
was on
ein-
TBS, I was on
Alter.
television.
Mhm.
So.
That period in esports, that was actually good. It wasn't good,
Was?
but it was
Was?
like that was our peak, and you know.
Das? Jetzt 2 aufgemacht. Das. Den auch aufgemacht. Gott. So, jetzt machen wir. Hier wieder an.
I'll absolutely fucking prove it.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
that explains. There was, yeah, you know, when I left, you gave me a kiss on the cheek, and I'm not bisexual, but that gave me tingles, man. Your little beard tickle my cheek and stuff. And
Yeah, well, that was also the sad news is, of course, in 2016, that was the last.
Aber ich kann
that
nur
was the last
sehen
crumb
und
of
nicht
sex appeal I
steuern.
had. Ended up on your face, basically, when I kissed you. After that, I just became a fat,
Warum
hideous
kann ich da
chump.
nicht
Like, just your
steuern?
typical games journalist, dude. Like, balding prematurely, overweight, tries to offset his double chins with a beard, big, large glasses, you know, soy face, playing on my Nintendo Switch. Oh, speaking of that, dude, I'll talk about this before I go. Who would have thought that GOGO would be a cuckold?
Oh shit! I was gonna ask you if you'd heard about him.
No. The second part of the sentence, and the most mature I've ever heard GOGO was when he was talking about cuckoldry. It was the most serious and most mature he's ever been in his life.
Yeah.
I was, I was like, wow. No, because everyone was like mocking him, and I was like, this is gonna be ridiculous. Like, loads of people were like messaging me, going, "You're never gonna believe what GOGO said now," and I'm like, okay, whatever, let's see. Like, and it was like he was going, now listen, lads, I have to let you know that yes, sometimes when you're seeing your missus get railed by another man, it might hurt you. And I was like, holy shit, dude, he's really talking about it. It's not like just he's actually going into. It's
hard.
like he did. Yeah, it's like he was doing a video like, is cuckoldry for you? The GOGO guy. Like, it was wild, dude.
He's been tweeting. He's on. I don't want to say he's on a downward spiral because of the cuckoldry, but in general, his life seems a little bit wild after his Twitch ban. Did you ever follow his Twitch ban?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I thought. I thought if he hadn't messed with Riot Games to the degree he did, because it wasn't just stuff he said on Twitch and the fact that he said about Crepo and all of that stuff, but he was also turning up to League of Legends events drunk and making an ass of himself.
I think it wasn't even that. It was actually one of the most tragic downfall stories in the history of all of downfall stories. I think that what happened, because he'd done all that shit, but that was past him. He survived it somehow. But I think the issue, I genuinely think this is what happened. Somebody can tell me if I'm incorrect in the history here, but
no,
what genuinely happened was he decided to meme around because he got unbanned after all that weird sexual assault shit. He actually made it. After years back, he got back and he was climbing. Twisted Fate main. I think it was getting 5-figure viewership on Twitch. And then this motherfucker, he posts a thread on the subreddit Roast Me. And he posted that thread with a picture of himself, and the most upvoted comment was, "Oh, aren't you the guy that did?" And then he lists like every fucking bad, disgusting thing he'd ever been involved in.
Oh, I do, dude.
And then
that post was a
that,
headshot. Yeah.
After that, he got fucking permabanned on Twitch from a stupid fucking Reddit thread. And I think that was like his life was like over because it was so long. He worked so hard to finally get back on Twitch again. So for that to come out of nowhere and just like do him in was like, oh man. And then I think he's been kind of on a downward spiral ever since.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like he must be like 30 now, right? So
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like people again, like gross score for me, because I've talked to him, you know, like I think he was a guy that had like he was one of those dudes you were talking about, you know, became a bit of a minor celebrity. He was turning up to parties, he was getting drunk, you know, he was like, yeah, what, bruv? This is how we do things, bruv. And he was being a bit too aggro and a bit too loud and a bit too full of himself, and he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But I think, you know, like for me personally, like there was like he did have some issues in terms of like I think he said he got treated for like ADHD and some other stuff. And like I don't know, people weren't particularly empathetic to his shit at all. And I don't know. I think he struggled a little bit with maybe like the relevance like falling off.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's just the normal falling off relevance. I think it was the fact that all of his falling offs were usually like bans. It was him getting banned over and over and shit, which probably fucked with his head, which I don't. Yeah.
And look, man. Also, there was like, I mean, shit. Like, you know, I think some of the things the internet did to him were really, really fucking bad. They were really brutal.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like when you call in social services to like go around and like do a welfare check on your child and like tell it, you know, you're contacting social services and telling lies about like the conditions of the house and stuff like this, so they go over. It's like that. It's the internet sometimes is so fucking beyond the fucking pale, man.
Yeah,
It's
for
like,
sure.
yeah, it's hard to believe, you know.
Super random thing. Are you up on any of the on any of the Doctor Disrespect stuff?
Well, I mean, we need to talk to Slasher about that, right? No, yeah, I mean, which part? Like, you know, by the way, like, spoiler, I don't, if I've missed something bad that's happened, ignore this statement. But I always been a fan of the Doc. Like, I always liked the Doc. So.
Oh, gotcha. I was hoping for some huge, big leak, big reveal, but I guess you're just gonna.
Nah. I mean, like, I heard the same shit that Slasher heard. But it was impossible to determine. It was impossible to determine whether or not it was misinformation, maybe disinformation from Twitch to try and shake out some leakers. There weren't enough people confirming it to put it out, and it was just and so we heard some like
Okay, hold on.
I'm just saying we heard some like protracted version of events.
Yeah.
And it was just like I don't know, and in the end, I mean. Nothing ever seemed to come of it. There was no follow-up, so whatever, you know.
Gotcha. Well.
Wird anzeigt
But yeah,
richtig,
so like and
aber ich kann die Steuerung nicht übernehmen.
Good talking to you, dude. It was good to hear.
Yeah, it's been too long, man. I have my own shit, you know, and I'm terrible at keeping in touch with people at the best of times. I ignore
Ist die Kontrolle noch nicht verdient, Jonas?
like that. But you should, you know, when you get situated with the move, just fucking. You know, hit me up more often. I'm having a big sober content push this year, and so yeah, just I'm trying to occupy the time. So if you want to just hang out sometime, just hit me up.
We'll do, man. Take it easy.
All right. Yeah, and you, Stephen, man, great to talk. I saw you. Did you snort laughter there where I said sober? You know, I don't mean full.
I'm sorry, because you said you have like drug shit, so I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm not doing that whole like I found Jesus or whatever, and I'm 100% falling off the wagon in about 10 days because I got a party to go to. But like, I mean, I'm just talking about like not doing what I was doing, which is just being wrecked all the fucking time. I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, keep in touch. I'll ping you next time there's a opportunity to do so. It's good to hear your voice. I'm glad you're doing well. Look after yourself. Love to the stream. Love to you, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, I love you, buddy. Be careful, okay?
All right, man. Take care. You too, like him. Bye, buddy.
Bro. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, wow. How's life going?
My fucking room's a mess, man. It's driving me nuts. I got a lot of shit I'm throwing away. That's nice, but I hate packing.
Oh yeah, you're moving to St. Pete. Is that near where I imagine that's probably near where your job is, right?
No, I work remote. I'm just living down there because I need a new place. And
wait, why the fuck are you moving down there then?
I have some clients, and I go there for friends quite often, so it just makes sense.
Can you just say it?
What?
Is there a girl down there?
Maybe.
Okay. That's okay. Wouldn't be the first time a friend has, moved away from me for a girl, so it happens.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't move for a girl. I'm too old for that shit. Not unless we were like in a serious relationship.
Oops.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
By that I mean like engaged or married or some shit.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll come back and stream more tonight.
Okay. Well, you enjoy that food. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I love you, buddy. Be careful, babe.
Bye.
Coming through here today. What's up?
Speaking of insane orbiters, I felt like I was summoned.
Why didn't you come in here when Richard Lewis was in here?
I genuinely don't know if he would have gone unhinged or not. I don't know.
He's chill now. You heard him. He sounds pretty chill, doesn't he?
Is he? It's a different situation though. I'm pretty sure when he was talking about insane orbiters, he was probably referencing me. So.
Okay, you're in
know.
woman mode right now, thinking everything's about you. That is absolutely not true. I'm pretty sure he's referencing fucking Mr. Girl and Lav. You've been on stream like 2 times the past year.
Well, that doesn't mean he wouldn't have noticed me talk in the chat, because I talk in the chat a lot. But okay.
I think.
Also, I've involved myself in the bigger things that was with the lab and mystical shit anyway, so it's not impossible he would have noticed that I'm existing in this space.
Okay, well.
But anyway,
yeah,
it was
what's
a
up?
joke mostly.
How you doing? How's life going?
Yeah, not bad. I just, yeah, I'm gonna comment on some of the shit he says. Hey, he's got
Kannst du
terms,
aus
right? So,
PDF? Kannst du
That's
PDF-Dateien nicht direkt in Excel importieren?
yeah, I just thought it was kind of rich that he was talking about
Teilweise.
dogpiling when he was really happy to encourage the dogpiling against me when I wrote my allegations about
Aber
my
es gibt
extradition.
meistens so
Well, I'm pretty sure he's a-
Online-Changer,
was
wo
a
es auf
music
jeden
change,
Fall
man.
ändern
This was like
kann.
5 years ago, wasn't it? How
Ja,
long
genau,
ago
ich habe
was this?
gerade auf YouTube Shortcut, weil wenn du ein Video entscheidend,
2.5
wenn du
That's basically 5 years in internet time, okay?
hier
Well, I don't know about the
PDF in
chief.
den Browser ziehst
I
und dann
do,
den
so.
Browser-Link kannst du über
Yeah, but he was
Web-Import
never
machen.
my friend. And he
Dachte immer, du
never
kannst PDF auch
apologized
so
to me,
einfach
and I don't
importieren.
imagine that would ever happen.
Wow. Well, I could arrange a formal apology if that's what you want.
I genuinely
Ich
don't
hab keine
think
Lust,
that's real.
Johannes,
Like,
ey.
okay, so
Auf was denn?
Okay, I'm gonna
Ja,
comment
auf
on what he was
alles.
saying, 'cause he-
Uh-oh. Okay,
No, no,
okay.
like,
Here we
okay.
go.
Keine schlechte
Okay.
Laune.
he puts himself as like I'm a journalist.
Ja,
and,
aber
misinformation and all that shit. you
Yep.
know? But
Okay.
it's about to me to get me to comment on anything.
Wow. Did he publish a story on you?
Oh, ich will nicht.
He also signal boosted my ex, you know, like gave his opinions on it. Like I
Im
have
Anime oder so,
here,
wenn ich
which
das
is
heute
like, oh, I've
rausgekommen.
known Henry since he was a young man.
Der Hose und so.
I know he's innocent of any wrongdoing. Although
Wow.
Ja, das, ich wünsche dir eine gute
he's-
Nacht.
No, he didn't.
Ja,
He
geh
blocked
doch.
me, and he blocked
Ja,
all of my
ich bin
friends,
krank, ich muss
so-
morgen aufstehen, weil
Damn.
Supportive. Please
ich könnte
stop
auch mal ein
giving me
bisschen
that
Emotional Support
sarcastic-
gebrauchen. Wie
Well,
wär's
I'm
denn
just
damit?
saying. You-
Wenn ich jedes Mal Emotional Support gebe, wird, wenn du sagst, dass du krank bist, ne?
But,
Hä?
like,
Und nichts anderes mehr.
it's just rich to be talking about misinformation and
Ich
calling
hab mein
yourself a journalist
Schwein
when you
pfeift
don't
ab.
actually do any journalism due diligence.
Jeez.
Letztes Jahr war ich einmal krank und dieses Jahr bin ich auch das erste Mal
That's a
krank.
little
Nur weil du ins Geschäft gehst, heißt das nicht, dass du nicht krank bist, ne?
I don't even come
Ja,
back from
doch, das
that.
heißt es.
Congratulations.
Nee.
Anything
Hat
else
man
you wanna
keinen
say
gelben
before
Schein,
you
ist man nicht
tearing
krank.
down his name?
Ja, so sind es deine Geschäftskollegen auch, ne? Darfst dich nicht mehr drüber
Tone in
beschweren.
your voice.
Ich gehe nicht in die Arbeit, wenn ich huste wie so ein Aff.
I'm just kidding.
Na, scheinbar schon, ne?
How's life going?
Heute ist
What are
wieder
you
ganz
up to?
schlimm husten.
How's life in the good old land?
Ach, keine Lust.
Not that great. But, over here at the moment.
Just a little bit?
Alright.
Was willst du denn machen, Philipp? Sollen wir noch Spiel
Now
spielen?
versus the rule
Ich muss echt ins Bett.
for
Wenn ich morgen genauso drauf bin wie heute, muss ich gar nicht aussehen. Keine Lust.
Because my audience is international, I'm getting to debates like, oh, if you're a computer programmer, you make a really good living, you know, that's like, you're starting out like 50, 60, 70 per year. A whole bunch of shit, like, that's not true, you actually only make a
Ja,
lot
du
of
könntest dich
money.
auch einfach mal
Nein, nein,
beteiligen am Stream, ne?
Average,
Zu zweit ist das viel
top
einfacher als
side,
allein.
Salary,
Ich bin ja wohl eine
United Kingdom
Content-Maschine.
or whatever. And I'm seeing some wild shit.
Jeder schaut sich doch
okay?
gern Rage, Leute.
I mean, the salaries are a lot lower.
Ja, das stimmt
Yeah,
sogar.
some of the like the
Oh,
intro.
willst du in letzter Zeit
Yeah, the entry
eigentlich der
level like
Rage
salaries
zwischen
and
uns
shit.
beiden?
Like the average is 57,000.
Maybe heute.
And then like entry level.
Nee, ist eher so ein allgemeines Statement.
Yeah. I will say.
Philipp, du regst dich ja ganz schön viel auf für so einen Master-Spieler, ne? Also.
NHS is
Ja, ich muss die schlimmste Rolle im Game spielen. Imagine, du müsstest ADC spielen. Du wärst schon vor 3 Jahren von der Brücke gesprungen.
I didn't want to
Bei der Kackrolle.
because I knew I would get flamed.
Glaube ich
And
nicht.
also, like, it seemed like you were enjoying the conversation.
Glaub ich schon.
Oh, so you just wanted to come here afterwards and shit all over it, make me feel bad about it.
Außerdem ist das Problem nie die Botlane. Das ist halt, das ist nicht am meisten. Ich würde gern Ranked spielen, aber Ranked ist genauso behindert.
Misreported on
Also
me and you should feel
in
bad about not holding him
Huh?
to account for misinformation.
Übermorgen kannst du Rank spielen. Nee, in 3 Tagen kannst du Rank spielen.
Mach ich halt, glaube ich, echt. Diese Normals und Flex-Q-Games, ey, die haben mich so verrückt.
Das sage ich nicht, Season Solo Q Only oder machen sie nochmal Dual Q?
Ist mir egal. Obwohl Solo Q Only auch echt hart ist, das habe ich ja diese Season gemacht für 400 oder 500 Games, ne? Boah.
Bei mir war entspannt.
Ja, weil du 3 Accounts durchprobiert hast, bis du einmal hochgelackt bist in Master.
Das stimmt, auf meinem Main habe ich 10 Games gemacht. Und ich habe gar keinen anderen Account gespielt. Ich habe nur Project gleich gespielt.
Ey, du hast allein einen Account mit mir gespielt.
Ja, aber da habe ich ja nicht getryhardet. Da habe ich gegen ADC mit dir gespielt. Ich weiß, ob ich ADC versuche zu spielen und tryharden. Ich Cancer. Vor allem Lucky, ich habe vorhin 60% Winrate gehabt. Syndra abused. Und Let's Fett.
Das müssen sie echt mal abschaffen. Also, wenn du einfach Abuse und über 53% Winrate Champions spielst, kriegst du einfach nur die Hälfte an LP.
Ja, was ist denn so eine linke Nummer?
Ja, wenn sie unfähig sind, das Balancing hinzukriegen, dann muss man halt andere Wege geben. Ich muss sagen, ich glaube, diese Season war die frustrierendste Season von alle. Ja, ist einfach,
Eigentlich.
ja, weil du Solo-Lane abuse.
Das halt Durability Patch war doch diese Season, war ich okay.
Nee, das war auch nicht gut für mich.
Oder für dich, aber fürs Game. Midlane war extrem stark, so gut für mich. Außer ganz am Ende von der Season, aber war ja egal.
Gut, aber da gab es die Busted Boys, Syndra, Victor.
Nee. Syndra Victor war nicht busted. Syndra teilweise. Aber eigentlich das Schlimmste war echt diese Akali, Yon, Doran Schild Abuser waren echt die besten. Syndra war overtuned nach dem Buff, bis er genervt worden ist, aber sonst.
Ja, Victor war auch ewig lang richtig gut.
Ja, aber er war gut, er war nie busted. Er war halt einfach, du musst halt 3 Items hitten und dann hast du das Game halt carryen dürfen. Aber du musst halt 3 Items hitten, davor war es halt ein useless Scheiß.
Ja, du hast die Waves ziemlich freak one-hitted und so. Das war schon ganz schlecht.
Ja, aber schwach war er nicht, aber er war auf jeden Fall nicht busted. Er war busted, wenn du ein Kill oder ein Assist kriegst. Weil dann kriegst du eine Passive so viel früher, diese 25 Stacks für einen Assist sind schon hart. Den Solo kriegst du eigentlich immer irgendein random Assist auf Low Elo.
Richtig.
Aber sonst geht's eigentlich.
Nee, das Problem sind die Leute. Mein Problem sind die. Muss es sagen. Diese absolute nach einem Tod aufgebe und diese absolute Braindead ADCs, die komplett delusional runterrennen, das ist mein Problem. Und ich habe das Gefühl, das wird von Season zu Season.
Hm. Also ich hatte es ja sicher diese Season relativ wenig AFKler, Flamer und so. Ehrlich gestehen sagen. Hat ziemlich gute Matches. Aber so die schlimmste Elo. High Platin, Low Diamond ist die schlimmste Elo, die du spielen kannst.
Nudes is really necessarily sex work, right? But I'm not gonna argue with other people that think it is. It's fine.
Damn.
You're not gonna
Careful.
argue?
No.
That's an edgy
Oh.
opinion. People will crucify you
Is
for
it?
that one. Oh yeah.
Is it?
Imagine thinking OnlyFans is sex work. We're straight right. I know she's watching.
Wait, what? I mean, it can or it can't be, right? Like, it's not like it has
I think
to be one or the other.
there were panels that I would kind of argue with a long time ago, and I get kind of irritated because like people would work on OnlyFans and they'd mention themselves as sex workers like in the same breath as like actual like prostitutes and stuff, and I'm like, okay, like let's slow down here. You guys
Yeah,
are
that's why I don't call myself one, because it feels like stolen valor. It's not like I'm in danger by walking the street all the time. It feels weird, right?
Sure.
But it's not that I care if other people call me that, because I don't find any kind of like stigma attached. It's just like, whatever. I don't really care. And Straight Raid was around, but I don't know. She is now.
I don't know.
Why?
What?
Why?
My
Why?
voice. I don't know. Just felt like being annoying.
Oh, okay.
Do
Well,
you have anything else?
do
to
I
do
have
this
anything
kinda
else? You're the one that
sick?
came in
No, no.
here.
I'm even talking to Forethought. I wasn't even
Oh.
fucking talking to you. You
My
didn't interrupt
bad.
me as I was talking to the beginning. You would have known.
I'm sorry. I just
I
think
was
everything's about me.
I was curious. Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Oh boy.
Look,
You did
she
it.
came when we summoned her.
Alright, I'm here. What's
Hi.
going on?
Are you guys
I'm
like
just-
best friends, or what is that? Why would she be able to summon you?
I don't know. I like her though. She's cool.
Why do you think
I
that?
like you too, Kelly.
Cringe.
Yeah. I even got a compliment from Cherry yesterday, so I'm all good. We're all G's.
Why is that cringe, Steven? You don't like to see solidarity among the female orbiters?
Nope.
He
I
wants
like
us
it if
to
they
all
treat
be-
everybody as humans and they don't view each other as females. I think that's weird.
He wants us to all hate each other because it's content.
Not true.
I feel like people that are weird about the word
That's
female are
definitely
very
true.
online.
I think that I brought this up a million times. The reason why
Ja,
the word
das-
female is
ich wünsche dir einen
weird,
guten
or I'm
Tag
sorry, the
morgen,
reason
ne?
why it's weird on how to address
Ja,
women is that
danke
every
dir auch.
word for groups of
Nacht.
women is super loaded, and there is no female equivalent to guys, because like women feels very formal, girls feels like pedophiles, ladies just makes you seem like a fucking pervert. There's like no like guys for women's that like you can use, so like you end up defaulting to like females. I guess it kind of feels weird. Like even typing like, oh yeah, there's like a woman that I know, like feels very strange and formal, you know.
True. I don't even like saying girls.
Yeah, that
And
feels really
it's-
weird.
Yeah, it's so fucking infantilizing.
Is it really that weird just to say women?
In the United States, it is. Women, it has like, it's a very, very formal. It almost sounds like a fetish. It carries a very formal connotation to it, I think.
What?
Like, oh, like
How does
women.
women ever sound like a fetish?
Because it dates you a lot. Like women sounds like a very mature, it has a loaded connotation to it. Like it does. Like, oh, she's a woman. Like it just sounds like a very like adult. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
I don't know if connotation.
Americans when learning British, and then everything sounds like a fetish. Like this is our language, right? What the fuck? Hello?
I don't know if connotation is the right word, but like if I were at like a university or something and there was like a group of females, of femoids right off in the distance, and I was trying to gesture to them and I said like that group of women over there, and it's like a bunch of people who are between the age of like 18, maybe like 20, it does sound a bit formal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
sounds
I don't
really
know
weird
if
for
it's a
that age group.
connotation.
Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, connotation is formal. Like that is a connotation, right? Because it's not explicitly saying somebody is. It's just like the way that it kind of sounds.
I don't know. I feel like I shout woman at people and they're fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna call you. I don't know. It's not bad, right? But
I don't know. Like,
Forethought, you're shouting women at people?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm like, woman, be quiet.
I feel
you
like
know?
it's similar to like it's hard to find like a sexy way to describe like women's undergarments. Like panties just sounds like you're talking about like an 8-year-old. Underwear like seems really formal.
Are you serious? That's like such
Hello?
a granny word to me.
Lingerie?
Lingerie is like very formal, but like I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
You guys use
Okay, so the
knickers
argument is
in
just-
the fucking bongerland, like yeah, I don't know.
It's too formal. It's not a good argument.
I'm not saying it's too formal, like you can't use it, like it's against the rules. I'm just saying that like it just feels like every word, a lot of the words in like the women world have like a lot of connotations. Whereas for guys, right? Oh, guys is just like such a formal. It could be anything. You could be talking about a group of like 12-year-olds, like oh look at those guys over there. You could be talking about like a group of like 20-year-olds. You could be talking about like a formal group of men, like oh yeah, like you know there's a bunch of guys coming later on. Like it's like a little bit informal, but like it kind of works. It's like a jack of all trades word, and there's like no like woman equivalent for like that. It's kind of annoying.
The women
Gals?
world?
I like that we both talk at the same time. It's funny. It's like we're one brain cell connected to each other.
Wow, one brain cell between the two of you. Is that really how you want to present that, Kelly?
Yep.
That's true. Gals is pretty good.
No, it's not.
Why not?
It just makes you sound like a fucking like you're about to throw a cowboy hat on. Like nobody's seriously using the word gals.
Hey, you're talking to a Texan,
Cowboys are
okay?
good.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think anybody's seriously using the word gals. Guys and gals. It's like it's almost funny when you say it. Guys and gals. It's like a joke kind of.
Lasses.
Yeah,
That to
people
me,
are
that
saying
would be the actual Texan one.
people are in chat unironically saying chicks. That makes you sound like a fuckboy. You would never describe like, oh yeah, my teacher and her friends. Like there's a group of chicks coming to teach us later. Like that's.
You're right. There's no solution. We should just never talk to women or about women.
True. Based.
Base.
Finally.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think Fresh and Fit would refer to a group
Bitches.
of women as? Are they wrong?
Yeah. For the women they're talking to, probably not.
Jesus.
I mean, I've seen sometimes when girls have gone on there and they've tried to like push back, and they basically get threatened to like get thrown off. So
Almost
I
true.
don't know.
It's not they get threatened to get thrown off, it's that they do get thrown off.
Yeah, they straight up. Yeah.
just get
Well, I mean,
tossed, yeah.
I saw one episode where they were threatening. I'm just like, well, see, the first times you get like women that are in here that are interesting, and then you just want to fucking eject them. So it's not like they have the choice to be interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty. I don't like the dynamic that they're creating on their show of like men versus women, where the men are all treated as main characters and the women are side characters, and the men are all like very like well versed in this like very formal like debate atmosphere, and the women are kind of like skittish and they don't have a lot of experience with those platforms, and they're worried about getting kicked off, and for a lot of them it's like the biggest thing they've ever been on, and like to hold them to their standards, like name 3 countries, like I don't know, just it's kind of cringe to me. I don't know.
That aside, I'm pretty sure he baited them into like rating themselves on the last one that you reacted to or something like that. I don't know. It seems so forced.
Oh, because they were trying to rate the women next to them or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. What'd you say for
Oh, that
that?
was the
I thought
guy
that was a
has a
bit.
small dick theory. Well, whatever that was.
Small
What are you
dick.
talking
theory.
about?
What?
She was trying to keep that thing secret, and they thought the secret was that that guy had a.
Oh, that's what I thought for Fresh. Yeah, that woman was dumb to bring that up like that if she wasn't ready to expose it. Yeah.
I only know about the two-hole theory.
Yeah.
I'm not well versed on the small dick theory.
Wait, do either of you two, or I guess before that, do you guys have an opinion on like women that make themselves look really young, like Bella Delphine or whatever? Do you think that's wrong, or do you care, or?
It's pretty fucking creepy, but I'm also like an actual anti-pedophile, so you know,
Loser.
not into it.
You probably don't even like anime.
I
Dude,
mean, it's
I banned lolly and pedo discussion from your fucking weeb channel because they can never stop. I hate them.
I was talking to Tom from like Tom Fuller the other day, and he said that like one of the reasons that he got banned was because he was listening to a panel where they were unironically making the argument that they should ban porn that features women and like adult actresses that look underage effectively, because it's like equivalent to making some sort of like pedophile porn or something.
I think the issue is, right, though, that every woman that has a flat chest gets thrown into the pedo bait categories when it's just they kind of look like that.
Well,
right?
I disagree.
That can happen.
No. Some people do play it up. I'm saying that has happened to a lot of my friends.
Yeah, because that can happen, but like there are very clearly women that play really hard into it with like the makeup style, the schoolgirl outfits. Like you can be like, unfortunately, people will characterize you as that if you have small boobies. But there are also ones that play it up like really hardcore.
Please use the word boobers again.
I love the word boobers. It's my favorite.
Yes, great.
I
love how you're like, I don't know if I can use the word girls or women. That sounds weird. And then you're just like saying
Oh, there's a
boobers,
million
like,
ways to refer to women's chests, bosoms.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like any word but titties. I hate that word.
I said
Why?
booba to someone who's like not online, and she was so confused.
I love
I had
booba.
to explain.
I don't know. Titties just sounds weird. Titties just sounds like, the problem I have with titties is titties sound like they should be describing the nipple. Because tit sounds like a little thing, like titty, tit. But it's describing like a whole ass boob. Boob is a word with like some weight and volume. Like that's a whole ass boob. But like a titty, like imagine you're looking at a girl with like huge fucking knockers. You're like, look at her titty. It's just not an appropriate word. It doesn't sound like accurate at all to me.
Okay, I look at that woman every single day in the mirror, and I think it's fine to use the word titties. I don't know.
Well, good thing you're like 14 and no one cares about your opinion, okay? I got him.
Wow, you think I'm 14 and we're talking about this? You think that's very appropriate?
Yeah, and I'm tired of pretending
That's
it's
what I
not, okay? What country are you from? Where
Wait
are
a
you?
second. So you do like Belle Delphine then?
Well,
Yeah, I didn't
Is that
say
why
I
you
didn't.
brought it
That's why I
up?
was asking for permission. You think I was asking what your opinion was? I just wanted to make sure it was okay. Problem?
Since when did anyway? This got weird. Deviate from this subject.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about next?
Not pedophile content.
Actually, it's Ibibophile, so.
Haha.
I don't know. As far as like Belle Delphine and I'm trying to think of somebody else who kind of does the same thing. It's like I don't like it, but I don't see them stopping anytime soon, as so long as there's a demand for it, and clearly there is a demand for it.
Mm-hmm.
So unless somebody who is complaining is going to cut them a check to get them to stop, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Gotcha.
Case
I mean,
closed.
on the plus side, it's better to be paying for this like 18 plus content from someone that is 18 plus than looking for actual child porn, right?
So you're pro lolicon.
No, it's not what I said.
That's what you implied. If you're okay with people paying for it from people that aren't actually fucking children.
There's a difference between a child being drawn as a young child and being called a young child, and that's what they are, and then an actual adult performing. I'm not saying I
What if she
approve
has
of
a
it.
million-year-old
saying-
spirit?
A lesser of two evils.
Oh, and you're using the pedo voice. Thank you.
I know, I thought it was appropriate.
Oh my god, it's so appropriate. Do it a little bit more,
Also, I
please.
just like being very irritating.
Oh, you're really good at that.
I gotta tank my stocks, okay.
Yeah, well, keep going.
Shit, I haven't checked my stocks. How am I doing?
Guys, if you're trading on that website, you can cash some of your points out for subs, okay? I need to remind you guys to do that, because not enough of you are doing it. I'm coming way under budget for them, okay? I need you guys to make them pay for all the advertising we do, okay?
They pay you?
Aren't we like one of the best things to happen on that site? By we, I mean you.
It seems like the
yeah,
only
of
thing
course.
that is on that site.
What the fuck? Oh.
Why am I so high?
I don't know. How much weed are you smoking? God, fucking got him.
Kelly, can I ask why you didn't come in the call when Richard was in it? You said it was just because you didn't want to derail, or what?
Ooh.
Yeah, they were having a good conversation and I didn't want to be an asshole. And the chat usually tries to bait me by telling me to go in at the worst possible moment, so I know to ignore them. But otherwise, I did want to say my thing, and then he could give his piece if he wanted to come back in. He has perms, so he could have come back in, but I guess he wasn't interested, right? So that's fine. I feel like that was the best way of doing it.
I still
not
have
a
no idea what
pussy.
drama is.
If you're asking.
No, I didn't think so.
I do.
I think so.
Since when have I been a fucking pussy? Eh?
Well, since you came in after he left to talk shit.
So you would have preferred I derailed your shit?
Yep.
Since
Yeah.
when?
For drama? Yeah, I need to milk or fuck.
That's
I
not
need
my
to
fault
farm
he
you.
goes to bed at fucking 9 p.m., is it? I didn't
Listen,
predict
he's
that one
old.
happening.
We sleep early, okay? Chill.
Why you
Kelly's
saying
the
we?
bigger Giga
You don't do
Chad than
that.
you, Steven.
Kelly's what?
Kelly's the bigger Giga Chad than you. She at least bit the bullet on being pro lolly. No, I'm kidding, Kelly.
Damn, yikes. Not a good look for you.
Alright,
fam.
that's not a tag I want. Oh well.
No, I was actually talking about this with like in Chad's chat the other day.
Yeah? Do you talk
which is,
about lolicon a lot?
Yeah, that and dog fucking. Real excited for that
Based.
now.
How do you feel about the knots?
The knots?
Yeah, do you want to get knotted?
That makes me feel
Okay, just.
unwell.
I'm sorry. Can we just say what you were going to say? Jesus, this is too much.
You guys gotta make him hold those.
Yeah, no, just go. Go. What were you talking about?
I don't know. I'm really interested in this other conversation that you want to have.
You're not a white girl, so you wouldn't understand dog fucking. Okay, go ahead.
That's true. That's what I was
Pardon
saying.
me? Hello? What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it. We all know the truth.
That's what started all of this discourse, Kelly, is that, you know, white women are off the perk on Twitter.
Off the
They're-
perk, on the doggy dick.
Mhm.
That's how it works.
They're dog pilled.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be a different person of color then. Can I get a different card? I don't want to be associated with this.
I'm sure you've cosplayed at least one furry thing before, no?
No?
Really? Not a single one in your entire portfolio of your thousands of cosplays?
Making fursuits is hard, also, no.
I don't believe you.
Blah, blah, blah.
You've never had like a tail, butt plug, or like a waggy ears, or a cat, anything on any of your stuff ever?
Steven,
think
just say
car-
you're trying to get her to you're baiting her into doing it for you.
I
okay?
know there must be one thing with like cat ears. You must have like cat ear headphones. That counts as furry, okay?
Now,
The
if there
fuck,
was,
you think
would
I
know
go to a
about it already.
convention with a fucking butt plug? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Isn't that what you guys all do in the cosplay community?
No, that's fucking weird.
What about bunny ears?
Sure, I've had something with a bunny ear. Why?
Oh,
That does not make me a
boom.
furry.
It was linked. December 14, 2022. Furry. Right there. Not safe for work. You're done. You're donezo, kid.
Is this just me and a pair of cat ears? Bro?
Yeah, furry cat ears, okay?
Oh, fuck off.
Cringe.
I don't think that wearing animal ears is enough to say that you're a fucking furry. That's the true stolen valor here.
No, but it's enough to say if you fucked him, you'd be a furry, so close enough.
Yeah, different things are different. I agree.
So wait, I fucked myself? What is this logic?
This conversation has left you in the dust. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about furry fucking anyway, so I'm good,
Good.
about that.
We don't want to talk
Steven
about
does,
it with
though.
you. No, not with you.
Apparently.
I've got other more
Lollicons
open-minded people I can
and,
speak with that about.
furry fucking and
Mhm.
butt plugs.
Oh, another one with ears. Hold on.
Yes, I have done cosplays with ears.
Thank you. Then why didn't you just admit it before?
hell.
Ari?
You're so
Ari's a fucking cat.
That's what furry is!
Jesus.
The incorrect classification is annoying me. Anyway,
What's wrong? What are you screaming about?
I said incorrect classification.
Incorrect classification of what?
That's not what a furry is.
Oh, so you know a lot about furries.
Yeah, have you ever watched that that episode of what is that show? It was like Fur and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's like CSI Miami. That was weird. Where someone gets like murdered in this and then
Fur
there's
and
like a fur party in it. It was very weird. That was good though.
Fur and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds
It's
Vegas.
it's about a furry convention. Somebody gets murdered or some shit.
Okay. do you say, Chief? Furry expert?
I am.
You were the one who was bragging to Richard that you have read lots of furry porn in your life.
Oh
okay.
yeah, I have. I've read all sorts of crazy shit.
You read it. Why would you read it?
I was growing up on dial-up. I had to do the same thing.
Yeah, sometimes we have to expand our pornographic options, okay? All right, I need to get food soon. Do we have any final parting thoughts from the panel today?
No. We're good.
I think that OnlyFans is sex work, but it seems like you have Soylent to get to or something. So guess we'll have that one.
You can,
another day.
you can call OnlyFans sex work. I'm just saying I think it's important
Thanks,
to
I will.
qualify it because when you start mentioning like, oh yeah, like I do sex work a lot, and you're like people